This is a rapid VIZ redo of a Sal Khan video, and it's for dyslexics. It's on how we ended up with the educational system we have. Dyslexics learn best when there's an overall visual structure or framework at which to follow. So I've put that video into a visual structure. Let's first of all draw a line and draw century markers. And then let's put us here and go back to a country called Prussia. It doesn't exist anymore, but it's where Germany is today. They were involved in the early Industrial Revolution, and they wanted a workforce that would work in the factories and be educated enough to function in the factories. So they came up with the idea of public education to educate everybody so they could then go into the factories and produce things for Great Prussia. And that was the first public education. Then we had a U.S. congressman by the name of Horace Mann who went to Prussia, liked the system, brought it back, and installed it in our country about that time. And by 1870, there was public education for everyone, pretty well everybody everywhere in the United States. Then in the late 1890s, there was a Council of 10 top educators who standardized education about who's taught where, when, and what's taught. And our schools are a product of that Industrial Revolution. Here's a factory. Our schools are like factories. They produce educated kids. The raw product comes in one end and goes out the other. And of course it goes, here's little wheels. Because in schools it goes, bells rings, kids scream, be quiet kids, have you done your homework? And then the bell rings and you go over and over again. And here's the kids, and there's a clock. Then the bell rings, and just like the bell rings at a factory, certain things are done according to the clock. And here's a picture of Horace Mann. We'll put him in to honor what he's created here in America. Then there's always this one in the back, and that's like me, who wanders out in the hall and gets caught with the words, "Mr. Hanks, you belong in your classroom. Get you and your buttocks back in that classroom." Well, me and my buttocks went back to the classroom, but my mind was somewhere else. Anyway, that's what happened to me in the system. Then out the end, they're graded. You get an A, B, C, D, and an F. This is a costly system, but it produced income, made a workable workforce. One of the biggest examples of the costs of our system, especially present day, is the textbooks. They're as big as a cement block, and they weigh about as much, and they cost $100. I shouldn't complain about it. I've written some textbooks and made a lot of money on it. Well, to sum it all up, things are graded, there's set time, there's a set place, there's set enrollment. Quality varies because sometimes you have good teachers, sometimes you have bad ones, and it costs. But things are changing. Khan Academy is producing these really cool videos about any subject. One of the videos may be taken by somebody in New Zealand with a teacher in a classroom, and that's ruled by the clock. Same video could be taken by this girl in Kentucky who's wearing a Prussian military helmet in honor of them helping us develop our educational system. And she takes a lot of time and works in the middle of the night. Or there's another student who's in the UK or United Kingdom and likes to work underwater with a waterproof smartphone. And how long is it going to take him to do it underwater? Who knows? All it matters is that you master each unit. That cost of that is relatively little or no cost. And there's no text. Here to sum it up, you get mastery instead of grades, any time instead of set times, any place instead of a certain place, anyone at any age instead of just set ages in set classes at set times. The quality's the same. The video's the same whether it's New Zealand, Kentucky, or United Kingdom. And there's little or no cost. That's where we got the educational system, and that's where Khan Academy videos are different. This has been a Rapid Visual, and I'm Kurt Hanks.